I think the last one we have is Handa-kun. Handa-kun. No,
you want to go with it? I'll let you start it off.
I really like it. Number one, I did not like that first episode that we saw. Because it seems like it didn't tie very well to the actual story, but it's pretty cool. I really liked it. It follows Honda, which is a character who thinks that everybody hates him. But in reality, everybody is adoring him, and it seems like he can do no wrong, even though he has this internal struggle where, oh my god, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right, everybody hates me because of this and that, and meanwhile everybody else is like praising him and just they love him. So I love that little comic relief when internally he's just freaking out about making a little mistake and everybody is just like, oh, he's so glorious, he's so wonderful. I loved it.
I kind of kept going back and forth because it was funny because it was so ridiculous, but then at a certain point you're just like, because you have one character that actually understands and sees what what Honda is thinking, and he's just kind of like, yeah, he's not seeing it the same way we're seeing it. And then every time he tries to talk up, all the other characters are like, shut up, you know what you're talking about. And then just like push him out of the picture. So you kind of just like, come on. But they don't really blow it out of proportion with how ridiculous it can get. It's still like little things that could easily be misinterpreted. And they make a whole story around it, and I think that's where it really shines. That it's not like they don't take out of the world experiences and try to make it to where you can relate to it, and it has the right level of comedy. And I think it's funny that it all starts, like the whole reason he thinks about this is just because he has a conversation with one person, and that one person makes like an offhand remark, and he's just paranoid from then on. And you see how crazy, you see just how crazy he is, and how he just can't seem to get himself grounded. But it's a funny show if you want to watch something to get you away from something as heavy as ReZero.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I was interested in watching that one. I actually completely forgot about that one until you mentioned it. I was like, when you mentioned the name, I was like, why does that sound familiar? I actually had to look it up real quick. I'm like, oh, yeah, I actually meant to watch that one. I like Barakamon that it came from.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if at the end, if he kind of sets up going to that island, but.
No,
I think there might be a time gap in between the two series.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think the way that they set it up is just going to continue on in his high school years. The last episode was, I think the last episode was probably the funniest out of all of them, and all of them have their funny moments where it catches you off guard. But the last one, I think they did it. They really ended it with a bang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
So, I mean, there's not much to say. It's a funny show. It's not much for story development. You just get a feel for all the characters. You pretty much know what you're getting into after the first episode.
I think that's the same thing with that had been with Barakamon too, because it was very much a very lighthearted kind of, and it focused more on the characters themselves and just being able to figure out the people's lives and see how they interconnected with each other and see how they, it was almost. Basically was just a slice of life kind of thing, but it was done in a kind of very, very much, if you had to watch something that was more intensive, it was a way of kind of like bringing it down because it was very relaxing, and it had a little bit of like emotional moments, a little here and there, but it was nothing ever major.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
it was just like Seinfeld. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's just the characters make the story. There's no story before, there's no story after. It's just the characters reacting to certain situations, and that's what really makes it funny.
can see that.
Because you will have some ridiculous characters. But when you get to the manga club episode, I think I think everybody will enjoy that one.
Okay, I was wondering if those characters from the first episode got reintroduced into the series.
Yeah, you see those characters are basically like the driving force for Handa, because he's just, even though he's the main character, it's like he's the side character, because even though everything revolves around him, he's not doing much to push the story as far as like, or as much as everybody else is.
Okay.
He's like he's the eye of the storm, and everybody else is the chaos around.
Because everybody holds him in like a high pedestal. So he's over here like minding his own business, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's so great, and he's wonderful, and he's doing this, and he's doing that." Really, he's just living his day-to-day life, and he's just his normal self. And I mean, yeah.
And I will say this, because I appreciate the way that, because you will get side characters that pop in and out. They don't really have to do with the story, but they are as memorable as the main characters. Mm-hmm. You have a track star that loves to run, but can't say anything for too long because then he throws up. So he'll just come in out of nowhere, and they'll introduce him, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're not gonna do nothing," and he'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Blah! Just start throwing up.
And it keeps that joke. It's like that
running gag.
Yeah, the running gag. It keeps going and going.
Yeah, literally running. So you'll have characters that you think you won't see again from like the first couple of episodes, and then they'll just pop up for no reason to bring some comedic relief.
Yeah.
So they do a good job with all of the characters.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put it on hold for a while, so I guess I might pick it back up because I don't know. After the first episode, it got way better. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think the reason why I put it on hold is because I don't really know why he was so pessimistic. But now that you say that they reveal it later on, I'm like, okay, I'm curious to see what the reason is.
It's fun enough to watch. Like the fights, like you said, don't have that impactfulness because it's not as clean with the CG animation. Mm-hmm. Story-wise, was pretty good. Aside from that ending, where it just kind of just throws you for a loop. But I don't know. If the animation doesn't bother you, I'd say you can get through it and be entertained for the most part.
Even though it's really short and it leaves you wanting more, obviously, because I think it's a really wonderful world, and I think it's great what they did with it. And I can't wait to actually see a full second season to that. It's nice to be able to go back to it and at least kind of experience that as it is.